Hello, welcome to the Sideboard here at the StarCityGames.com Team Open in Baltimore, part of the SCG Tour, brought to you by Ultimate Guard. I'm Nick Miller alongside one of two card hoarder teams here this weekend. We've got Quinn Kiefer, the youngest of the Kiefers, along with Caleb Scherer, Bobby Graves. Now, we got to ask first and foremost, Quinn, you're not playing with your brothers this weekend.
Nope.
How come?
Well, a little bit of argument between us, just a little bit. No, actually a lot more. But yeah, we argue a lot with the team. Right. So not this time. And
you have some history playing with Caleb. The Team Limited GP back in DC, you guys played along with another player, like top 32 or something?
Yeah, we ended up going X3 at that.
Right. Might as well join up with another card hoarder member here. How'd you guys form the team?
Well, first it started as kind of, once we knew that like me and Quinn would be teaming together, we kind of felt out around the team to see if there was a third, since we had Jake, Tenjum, and Noah all doing their thing. So actually it was like 3 days ago, I think.
Yeah, so like after GP Pittsburgh, I decided that I was interested in the tournament. Specifically, if I could be the standard player.
Sure.
And like we had Legacy and Modern, so it fit, you know.
Right, coming off 9th place at GP Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Might as well keep the train rolling with standard.
Yeah, I just want to keep playing standard, so.
Okay, so once you guys got formulated and figured out the formats, how'd you pick your decks? Now, Caleb, of course, plays Storm all the time, but you picked a different variant of the deck this week.
Yeah, actually, like for this tournament, kind of anticipating a lot more, quote-unquote broken strategies with like the Rising backward reanimator and so forth. So I ran one of the newer versions of Brian Cook's test list. So trying that out in a big tournament for the first time. So far, it hasn't been too successful, but it's pretty cool.
You're playing the same 4 colors Sahili deck?
Yeah, I'm just running back my GP deck. A couple minor tweaks, but otherwise I think that deck's really, really great, so.
Okay. Now, Quinn, you put in a lot of testing for Modern, and we had seen you play the Hexproof deck before. You didn't initially have the deck ready for this tournament.
Yeah, before I was playing Green-Red Breach, I was trying that deck out. It was really good for me, for future testing before that. And this weekend in leagues, I went 2 and 15 with the deck. So I'm like, I'll just go what I know with best, and just play Bogles. So.
And you're getting them, right?
Yeah, it's
so far
people out.
8-0.
8-0.
Yeah.
He is carrying the team.
Yep.
Not a bad thing. And you guys are 5-2 or 6-2 after 8 rounds, right?
Yes.
All right. So how's the tournament been, and how have you enjoyed the team aspect?
I wish there were way more of these. It's kind of my first reaction. I personally really love the team aspect. I know when you're
I love team events. They're just so fun.
And now that we get to also play like 3 different formats, so like with constructed.
Yeah, that was a really interesting aspect for it. That made this a lot of fun. Playing the different formats, like I think that's more interesting than the single format ones, like the Modern one that will be coming up, the GP.
It's really hard to test like in between rounds though, because you're playing like Legacy against Standard, and you're like, this is not very fair.
Yeah, I can't see that being that helpful. All right, so you guys ironed out your decks, you figured out the players. Was there anything you considered coming into the event that maybe you tweak your deck slightly different due to it being a team aspect? You're not thinking you're going to see as wide a range of decks?
I think my format is small enough that didn't really have an impact on my deck. I didn't expect a very wide range of standard decks. I expected like vehicles, black-green, and maybe some Sahili decks. And I did play one black-red zombies deck, but other than that, I've been playing against mostly metagames, so my deck was already sort of built for that.
Right. Probably expands a little bit for these formats.
Yeah. I kind of just assumed that for this, not really any big differences, kind of the same thing. Like Legacy obviously being faster than usual, like as I mentioned before, the Black-Red Animator. No real tweaks.
Well, Bogles usually always has the same list, but the sideboard changes. I used to play 4 Rest in Peace, and I cut down to 2 because Dredge is not a thing anymore. So there's like just minor tweaks in the sideboard, playing more cards that are good against the decks in the format right now. So just sideboard really.
All right, what's been the most exciting or most stressful match you've had so far?
I think it has to have been the round that he was playing against Ban Eldrazi, and his opponent played a Worship, and we were at like 70 plus life.
Yeah, I was at like 100 and something life.
Like we're just waiting every turn, hoping to draw a seal of Primordium, and our opponent set up Eldrazi Displacer and Thought Knot Seer, but just like missed. Like they just chose not to do that and chose to keep making Scions from their Sky Spawner, and eventually we drew the Primordium and killed him. But it went on for like 20 turns or something with us just like hoping that we get to draw this, and it was great.
We just piled more and more stuff onto the Bogle and just made it like probably like 30-30 or whatever.
Yeah, it was gigantic, and eventually we hit the seal, and you know, our giant trample protection from creatures thing finally slayed him.
All right, so you guys are off to a great start. Looking forward to day 2, I imagine. You know, what are your guys' goals and kind of plans tomorrow?
I guess step 1 is just win round 9, and then
it definitely starts with win round 9.
Yeah, and then I guess we'll just try our best to win out. But
all right, well, it looks like one of you just has to pick up a win because Quinn can't lose.
Yeah,
Oh, no, that's been the joke. Is Quinn's going to carry the team, so it's like, you know, one of us has to like pull through that round. So.
All right, well, I wish you the best of luck. Thanks for joining me here in the sideboard. For Quinn, Caleb, and Bobby, Nick here in the sideboard. Stay tuned to StarCityGames.com all weekend long for the action here in Baltimore.